What's up, you guys? It's your girl, Daysha E.
And it's your boy, Dante.
And y'all already know we are back for another great episode of Culture or Clickbait, where we take the hottest headlines in music, sports, and entertainment and determine whether it's for the culture
or simply just for clicks.
Yes. And it is a new week. Dante, how was your week?
My weekend was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty good. For the first time, I went out to the mountains.
Oh, that was your first time doing something like that?
Yeah, like for a while I had been wanting to go to the mountains for a little second now. But now I got a chance to go. Gladly I didn't go during the snow though, this being my first time.
Yeah.
Because so on a quick little story, on the way up to the cabin, we had to like go up this long hill. Car got stuck.
Oh, no.
Car got stuck in the mud. We halfway to the top. We had to wait 2 hours for a tow truck, so we ended up walking for like 3 minutes all the way up the hill to get to the cabin and then wait for somebody to come. So the rest of the trip, we had to park all the way at the bottom of the hill.
And then walk to the car.
And walk to the top. It was crazy. So imagine walking through them woods at like 12 a.m. Pitch black.
Y'all black. That's what it told me. Scary movie. The beginning of a scary movie. Right here, right now. I can't believe y'all took that walk, because I would have said, put me back in the car, take me home.
The whole weekend, in our heads, like we were writing our horror film.
Yeah.
Literally, the whole weekend we were writing a horror film.
And y'all know black people die first, and all y'all black, AKA nobody's surviving.
Oh, somebody was gonna survive.
I guess.
I had already looked around the room, seeing like what's my exit strategy. I said, if somebody come in this bitch, I'm going to the roof first. That's gonna be where I hide, and I'm gonna watch over to see where the fuck they at, and I'm going.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Cabin trips are always very fun though. I love them. I've been on like 3. So I'm happy you got that experience.
How was your weekend? What you did?
How was my weekend? I slaved doing makeup, which I'm not mad about, you know. That's where my bread and butter is, so that's my baby. So I got to work on a few clients for some graduations, a couple of wedding clients, and that's always fun. But it was pretty chill.
Well, before we even move on, I want to talk about something that's really for the culture. Is this new hairdo you got?
Period.
Let's talk about the body, the waves.
Come on. It.
Let's go, teacher babe.
You keep calling me teacher babe. It's just giving very mature, very demure, very grown, very much 4 bundles, not 2, not 3.
No
Get
tracks?
Your lives. That's bundles. Bundles is on track.
Oh.
Look at you, look at you, look at you, look at you, trying to be messy. But yes, thank you, I appreciate it.
Why the girls be talking like it's different? Tracks and bundles and all that shit.
I don't know. They basically the same thing, but if your tracks came from a pack and your other tracks was like in a bundle wrapped, then that's probably what the difference is. So tracks might be packs, bundles might be bundles. So
put it in the comments, tracks or packs.
It's giving bundles.
Now, Daysha, something else great happened over the weekend. The NAACP Awards. One time for Black Excellence on BET. So it aired on BET this weekend. And I want to say, first and foremost, that we had a lot of amazing winners this weekend.
Yes.
You know, Beyonce being one of them for Album of the Year.
Yep, Blue.
Saw Michael Rainey Jr. from Power. He got the award for drama series.
Yep.
Best performance in a drama series.
Yes, he did.
So that was pretty good. And then Dave Chappelle.
Yes.
Now, if you ask me, Dave Chappelle's entire speech that he gave for his award was cultural for me already.
Yeah.
Just for the simple fact of he got really deep. You know, he didn't only just talk about how he felt about the admiration of winning the award. He also went into details just about how much the award actually meant to the culture and how we have to continue like breaking down these barriers.
Yeah.
And it's just a true testament to show that even over the years, all of his works that he have done, whether people like it or not, has definitely got him to this point where he deserved that President's Award.
For sure.
Because it literally showed that he has been a big staple in the comedic scene for quite some time now, to the point like you have to recognize it.
For sure. We can't talk about this award show as well without talking about the winners of 688. That was an amazing film. Tyler Perry took home an award, as well as Kerry Washington took home an award, all for that same movie. Then we had Blue Ivy as well, who took home an award for her voiceover. And this was just an overall really, really good show. My only issue here is I didn't see any real promotion to build up the momentum to people watching this show.
I felt like that too, and it made me ask, was the promotion only on BET? And if it was, like, there was no real social media push or like any of the other, pillars of Viacom, I didn't see them push it either. So that for me was a problem, because it's like, I would have loved to known about it, not at the last second, but like literally been able to kind of get that build up to watch it as well.
For sure, and I feel like with BET being a platform that is still pretty large and pretty relevant, I think that they could have done a better job with promoting the whole show overall. A lot of the time, there's always some type of rollout. There's always the hosts who have their own little mini commercials, or you might see little plug-ins in between other award shows, how we had like the Grammys come up and we had other award shows and stuff happen. It just didn't really it didn't give, we're spreading the word about this, and the fact that it happened in Black History Month and it didn't have that much promotion, it's kind of alarming to me. But overall, this was a great show. A bunch of beautiful, talented, great Black people were in the room, so I'm here for it.
Big ups to Keke Palmer too.
Keke, I'm a Keke stan account. I love Keke. She's the perfect example of like being yourself, but being graceful and being poised, but then also coming back around to still being true to her.
Right.
And that's why I really love her.
I love Keke.
Everything about
her personality. We got to get Keke on the show. One of these days, I'm speaking into existence.
No, seriously.
Keke, come go ahead and sit on the couch next to us so we can have a good, deep conversation with you.
I would love that.
Now, if you ask me, the NAACP Awards is definitely for the culture. It's a cultural moment altogether, so we cannot just say it's not for the culture, honestly.
I agree. Rihanna graced the cover of Bazaar magazine and had an entire spread where she talked about her 9-year hiatus with music and how she's still been working, talking about motherhood and a little bit of other things. Dante, did you see it?
Yeah, so I actually saw the magazine. And I will say this, what I did like about her interview with Harper's Bazaar is that she also went into detail about how she felt about her music in general, stating that Anti is the only album that she can actually digest and listen to. She said every time she listens to any of her other albums, she feels shameful.
Yeah.
And she just feels like it's not a good body of work. So she also goes on in more detail to state that in her new music, she's not looking to be commercially pleasing, and she's actually going to be more authentic to herself so that she can actually love her music a little bit more.
Yeah.
So I'm actually now more excited to hear a Rihanna album, just because we know when Rihanna get in her I don't give a fuck vibe, she'll really do some shit. So I'm excited to see that.
I'm always excited about anything that Rihanna does. I'm not gonna hold my breath about this music though. I'm not. But granted, we have people like Lil Wayne who took a decade plus off of doing music and now is coming back with the album. So there's a chance still out there that Rihanna really will release this music. I love that she said that she's not trying to go for anything that's radio worthy, and that she's trying to have like this authentic sound, and that she feels like she finally sounds and found something that's worth releasing. So again, fingers crossed, hopefully we get it. Cross everything, because I'm so sick of this. I'm sick of her teasing us about the music, honestly. And I also love that she talked about her kids. She talked about RZA and Riot and their personalities and how they love to sing and how they're very funny kids. And her kids are just so cute. Her whole little family unit is very cute. So I thought that that was dope as well, to just get behind Rihanna as a mother, because we know her to be bad gal Riri and like very island girl feels, and we know her for dating and different things like that, but in fashion and makeup and all of this other stuff. But people usually hold their kids very close to them and don't give much background about them. So I feel like she did a good job at giving us a little bit of background as the internet aunties and uncles to kind of get a feel of her children.
I'm not gonna lie, that's what makes me even more excited about the new music.
Yeah.
Because she's already shown us a little bit bit more in depth about her like being a mother. I think she's gonna incorporate that into the new music. If you ask me, I feel like that's why we haven't gotten anything, you know, outside of her just focusing on the makeup and everything right now, like Fenty. I think also she's restructuring how she wants her sound to come across to the world. Because she is at a different place in her life. She's not the same Rihanna that she used to be. So this will be something exciting to see.
Yeah. Do you think that we will hear her kids like featured somewhere? You know, that's the new thing that everybody doing.
I wouldn't put it past her. We probably gonna get some type of interpolation of something with her kids in it. You know, even if it's like an interlude, you know, a little baby crying, something.
I think she will too. Now, I'm gonna say that this entire Bazaar spread is definitely for the culture. Rihanna and anything surrounding Rihanna for me is for the culture. Dante, what you feel?
I say this for the culture. I'll definitely give this a cultural moment. One, because she dropped a lot of gems. So with those gems being dropped, I mean, how could we not give her the culture?
What will really
Culture
be
breaks.
for the culture is to drop that music. We don't need no more gems. We need jams.
I ain't gonna lie to you
Jams,
though.
not gems.
If she drops, there's no way it's not gonna hit the charts anyway. Why? Because even if people don't like it, the initial listen is gonna happen. So people gonna listen to it initially in numbers just so they can hear if they like it or not. Now, second week, that's a different story. We don't know what second week numbers look like, but her first week numbers are definitely gonna be good out the gate.
Yeah, I think it's things there to listen for.
Right.
1,000%.
The momentum is there. All right, now really quick, Daysha, we gotta go quick and talk about the Orange Man. Now, the U.S. District Judge, Adam Abelson, actually put a stop to his DEI stops of the grant funding.
Yes.
That is very cultural to see.
It is very
I'm not
cultural.
gonna lie.
Shout out to Baltimore.
And let me tell y'all why that is cultural to see. Because we need that funding. I'm not gonna lie, real time. Ever since they put that out, I've heard of so many people who I was close to, worked with, school board members, all talking about how certain funding for different programs that they had were cut back to back, which also included certain jobs.
Yeah, for sure.
That people were doing. So I actually am glad to see this. I think what's good about this situation is that it can now open up to have a deeper conversation about the federal programs and the grants that they get, because they can look at it from a different standpoint now. You can decide which organizations can or cannot get the funding, but let's not say just cut it all together.
Yeah.
You know, let's actually put some parameters around it.
And I'm okay with that.
You know, do some type of, you know, judgment of it, but not just say, let's cut it all together. I don't like the idea.
Yeah, to completely disassemble it or just like cut it in general is just like not the move and not the vibes at all. And this same judge also stated that his reasoning for stopping this was because it violates the Constitution and freedom of speech. So this is one of those things where it's like, thank you, somebody, for fighting somewhere. Now, this judge was also put in during Biden's run as president. And it's just good to know that we still have some form of alliance members and some form of people that still have some type of morals there. So I am happy to hear this. And I do think that this is definitely for the culture as well, because we need this funding in more ways than one.
Yeah.
Just simply in the smallest way possible, just thinking about it right now, look at us, like the room, the entire room.
Like, I'm a product of one of them organizations. When I was in high school, I was in this program called like the POPS program. And what they did was they took all like the high school kids, and of course it was like an after scale program. But then they took us on like college tours, professional readiness, career readiness. We learned about, of course, sex education, all of this stuff.
Yeah.
But it was a good program, because I actually think if it wasn't for that program, I probably would have been on a totally different path in high school.
Yeah.
So I think these programs are good for our students, and I don't think we should be cutting them just because, you know, somebody feels like we don't need them. It's the same way how when they took the performing arts out of school systems, certain schools. That was kind of, to me, like a bad turn.
Yeah.
Because a lot of those students actually like was really, really in these programs, and
Yeah,
those
and
programs
counting
was
on
helping
that.
them get up to the next level, or it gave them a reason to even wake up and want to go to school.
For sure. For sure. Now, this obviously is one of those things that is for the culture for both of us. I don't think it's no clickbait going on here.
Yeah.
But hold it. Because yes, we have this one judge that is fighting, and that's in Baltimore, but what about everywhere else? So this can possibly have a little bit of clickbait there to make us feel like we have a win coming for us, but not so much. So this is one of those things that I'm gonna say right now is for the culture, but we have to see how far it actually advances the culture forward to see if it starts a chain reaction with other state representatives to make the same decision on DEI's behalf. So we just gotta see.
That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping it's one of those movements, like for the culture, as in it allows other judges in other states to look at this situation and say, okay, let's do the same thing.
Yeah.
Versus the idea of, now I get what you mean by clickbait, because it could be clickbait to entice.
Yeah,
So
literally.
to entice some type of attention for them to make a move.
Literally.
But in general, I think either way we go, whether it's cultural or even if it's clickbait, this is good clickbait to me. Let's go, let's keep clicking. Let's get more attention, let's keep it going.
Lil Meech was recently spotted in a photo with Rick Ross and Floyd Mayweather, and he posted the caption to be the new power. Very shady, very much. He said he's gonna get in the ring and he's gonna swing back. But Dante, I don't know if Lil Meech is ready for 50.
Here's what's funny to me. 50 done had it with everybody in that picture before.
For sure.
And 50 has, to me, won the internet battle with all three of them.
He's going
with
to always.
Ross, with Floyd, and Lil Meech. So this new power, I want to see what kind of power it is. Because I feel like 50 can hold them all by himself.
Yes, no, he really can. He would literally take them one by one and just sit everybody down. I'm not gonna lie. And I don't really think that Lil Meech is hinting at like a new power or like a new show or anything like that. I feel like it was a spin on like words just to kind of like play in 50 face.
Oh yeah, I don't think it was a new show. I do think they were kind of playing in his face. It was like, this the new niggas.
But it's like, I just feel like
the new niggas.
It's certain people you play with and you don't play with. Like 50 be playing with people who don't be playing with him, like from the jump. So you actually decided to get in the field and say like, oh, I'm gonna troll back. You can't out-troll the biggest troll.
He's the king of trolls on the internet right now.
He really is. I can't think of nobody bigger. I'm not gonna hold you. Like,
listen, if somebody can troll a dead man,
bro,
that's not who you wanna troll with.
Like, he don't give nobody no slack. He just posted like Joe Budden the other day in his drawers. Like, he don't fuck off like at all. And he don't even have like any boundaries with it either. He gonna call out one of Floyd baby mamas, just wait on it.
Listen.
He gonna talk about one of Rick Ross baby mamas or something like that. Like, just wait on it. I'm
he
telling
already
you.
talked about how Floyd was mad at him and not mad at Nelly, and Nelly the one took his girl.
You see? Now it's gonna be, he gonna find something else to bring up.
Listen, when it comes to 50, 50 is one of those people that you clearly see has no boundaries.
None.
And is willing to go as far as you'll go with him.
Yeah, he goes hell.
Like, he will pull every card. So how far are you willing to take this?
I hope you know how to fight.
Right, because he gonna make you want to fight.
He's definitely gonna make you put him up on that internet. And I just hope that Lil Meech has the words, the memes, the receipts, and the background knowledge that 50 got. Because one thing he will do is pay for it. He paid for that lady sex tape.
That was crazy.
Child, 10K, but that's another story. What I'm gonna say here is this is pure clickbait. Again, just a follow-up. This is Meech's response back to 50 telling him what show little nigga, which, I mean, he had to say something
He said that boy
back.
gonna be on Love and Hip Hop.
I mean,
It's a check.
That's not far-fetched, you know what I'm saying? I could see him being on Love and Hip Hop. Did you see that Michael Rainey said that he tried to take like Meech under his arm, but
Meech,
Meech,
bro wanna be big bro
he
so
wanna
bad.
be big bro. Yeah, it give that vibe. And they say Lil Meech blew through all his money.
I ain't gonna lie, if I was him and I came into the Power Universe, I definitely would have let Michael Rainey take me under his wing. Because the man been a part of the franchise since it first started. Not just that, his career before that was he already had a resume.
He did.
He was fresh in the game.
He's been acting since he was literally a child.
Yeah.
So I feel like even if Lil Meech is older, which I believe he is, even if he's older than him, it's one of those things where it's like, come on, bro. He has more skin in the game than you.
He grew up in the game pretty much.
He's been working with 50 without getting trolled or without anything coming up. So it's like he obviously knows how to maneuver within that space. Sometimes you got to come in and you got to camouflage.
Mm-hmm.
You can't come in on no big dog status, and damn sure not no big dog status that really came from your daddy. Like, your daddy is Scooby, you really scrappy, my boy.
Not scrappy.
Yeah, scrappy dude.
Scrappy
he
dude.
is. So it's like, you got to chill out and get in where you fit in at.
Not Scooby-Doo.
But this is definitely clickbait, though.
No, this clickbait all the way. This ain't nothing but clickbait.
Mm-hmm. And it will be clickbait and continue because 50 gonna have a response.
And on the next episode of 50 Cent,
Literally.
The Troll.
Literally.
Now, Day, I don't know if you know, but if you've seen, Tyler, the Creator, just recently ended his residency with the Crypto.com arena.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I tell you this, I'm gonna tell you, when I saw Doechii perform with him, that caught my eye.
I'm sure it did.
Anytime I see Doechii, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stand.
Sure.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna stand. I'm a Doechii stand all day. And they put on a great performance. So I think this is something for the culture for me, only because when we talk about Tyler, the Creator, he always does really, really good when it comes to being a creative and actually like embodying his creativity, no matter who gives a fuck about what he does, because he don't give a shit. And I love that for him.
Me too.
So now when you add another person who just don't give a shit on stage with you as well, like her, Doechii, you get a dynamic performance.
Yeah.
Now, of course, Doechii came out in true fashion in the panties again.
I'm sure you were happy.
But she also did her thing, so I love it. I love it.
Yeah. I do know that this was the longest hip-hop residency.
Yeah.
That Tyler Creator had with Crypto.com arena, and that's super dope, and that's definitely for the culture. And though I'm not like a continuous listener or like a major fan of Tyler the Creator's music, I think that I am a fan of him as a just overall artist. Yeah, completely. And like you said, him just having that type of personality that I am who I am, accept me for who I am, or move around. I'm always here for anybody that got that type of energy, because there's people out there for you. And he's proof that there's people out there for you, just like I was telling Drake. You ain't got to come behind your homeboy. You can go out there and stand by yourself, because there's people who are going to support you regardless of. So come on.
When we look at people like him, I think about the Doechies. I think about the Doja Cats. I think about the Keke Palmers. Everybody who's really kind of just living in them, in their truth, with the I don't give a fuck attitude.
Yeah.
We see them exceedingly high.
Yeah.
Just being successful in their own right. Like, we don't have to see Tyler, the Creator, in the news every day, and the man is always working.
Yeah, for sure. Authenticity.
Like, always booked.
Authenticity will always be the major W. Definitely in a culture and in a climate where everybody look the same, talk the same, sound the same, got the same hairdos, wear the same fast fashion outfits. Like, it's just like oversaturated with everybody being like little mini robots. So yeah,
and that's why I would tell any artist, just if you literally stay to being yourself and only feed the people that want to your music, fuck the ones that don't want it. Feed your niche.
Yeah.
Feed those people. Give them what they want. Feed them every day. You will always be booked.
For sure.
Because everybody else ain't got to book you, but they gonna book you.
Yep, and it don't necessarily have to be the biggest either. You might start out somewhere that has a crowd of like 500, and then you move your way up, and now you in arenas that got 3,000 and then 10,000 and all of these things. But sticking to being your authentic self is something that can't be beat in no way, shape, or form.
Right.
Now, other things happening in music, we had Leon Thomas do his Tiny Desk performance, and let's just say chef's kiss. I just really feel like Leon Thomas does no wrong musically. I do want them to work on his look.
She said, take your time, don't you rush.
But the music definitely is 100% a hit. And I feel like he has a sound and a feel that nobody else has right now. And if y'all know Leon, then y'all know like all of the different instruments that he plays and his background in music and how long he's been doing music since him being on Victorious and even before that. And
a lot of people still haven't realized that that's the boy from Victorious.
that is the boy from Victorious, y'all. Like him and Ariana Grande are the ones that's doing like the best from that
show. Yeah.
And
he wrote on a lot of SZA records for SOS.
For sure, a whole bunch. And his Tiny Desk performance, from his background singers all the way to the audience receiving him, to how he displayed his whole like performance in general, I think it was great. In the most subtle way possible. Like he don't do too much, he do just enough.
I say, baby, I'm a dog, I'm a mutt.
Oh my God.
Listen, that's my song.
I like Yes It Is. Yes It Is my
like
favorite
Yes It Is too, that's my
Yes
shit.
It Is my favorite song on that project.
But Mutt goes 10 times platinum in my house.
I'm sure it does.
Take your time, don't you rush.
That obviously was your favorite part of...
That was. Now, I'm gonna tell you this though. I'm not mad at his look. Why I say that? I feel like keep what he got and just elevate it. Put it on steroids.
I agree with Elevated.
Because his look is unique.
I agree with Elevated, but don't keep it where it's at. Not at all.
Like, it's unique. So it gives like, we can understand this is you right now. Definitely don't get rid of the red hair.
You keep the red hair.
Keep the red hair. You know, maybe add a few, you know, you don't even need no jewelry.
No, you don't gotta have
add
jewelry.
a few more custom pieces.
I'm trying to think, since I'm the one that made the comment of I want something done with his look, I'm trying to think what is it that I want done. So
you want him a little more put together?
Yeah, I need him to make me, like, he don't make me, like...
You know what I was gonna say?
He don't make me tingle.
You know
just
what he
being
gives?
honest. It don't give that. But his music has like a sensual and sexy feel to it. And then you look at him and you be like...
He gives his character, he gives Backyard Again.
He does give Backyard Again. That's some more tea if y'all did not know. He was the black Backyard Again as well. He was the voice for that as well. But I don't know, it's something about
He gives his character. That's what he gives.
Y'all might hate
That's
me, y'all
Backyard
might drag
boy
me.
band. You know,
sure.
the bands who practice in the garage. That's
For
what he gives,
sure,
garage band.
he does. Like, I just feel like, y'all don't drag me for this, but I'm just not the girl that's here for a man with color hair. But I get how he could keep the red.
Black is colored.
Huh?
Black is colored hair.
Black is natural color hair, not color. Like reds and blondes, like when guys dye their locks completely blonde, I do not like that. That
What
is
if he
not
was
my
born
thing.
with blonde hair?
That's different. That would be his natural blonde hair. But it's not giving that. They have black. It might be a number 2, like doo-doo brown, for real.
So you saying though, for his look, you want him to look a little bit more sexy?
Yeah, I just want him to make me feel like, ooh, maybe. And I don't feel like that.
Well, he said he a mutt.
I guess. Great music though. Great music, and the performance was for the culture.
Nah, definitely. I think Leon Thomas right now is one of them ones to watch. I think this being one of like his first major albums, it did really good and it really put him on the map.
Yeah.
Outside of him being like behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So I do feel like whatever's to come is gonna get bigger. And this is just a perfect starting point for him, even from the Tiny Desk into all the accolades that he's been, you know, just railing in all the time.
Yeah.
I think this is definitely a start, and probably going into the new year, 2026, or even this year, shit, we're probably gonna see a lot more of him.
Yeah, and he probably, just to go back to the look thing, he probably is more focused on, like you said, pushing the music, like
Right.
people accepting the music, because transitioning the look can happen overnight. You know what I'm saying? That's not hard for real. But getting people to lock in with your music is a lot harder than that. So what I can say is, based upon his look, in his image, I think that people are genuinely there for the music more than they are for the look, which is a win.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll take my hands off it. It's just not my cup of tea, and that's cool.
As long as you're listening to the music, my dog
I'm
paid.
definitely listening to the music. I actually just finished listening to it right before we started rolling.
Now, we can't not talk about, once again, Drake is back on the bid.
And all his baddie friends. I love that for Drake's baddie friends.
So y'all, if y'all don't know, Some Sexy Songs for You have just hit #1 on Billboard charts.
Number what?
And he also hit a new accolade where he's now finally went toe-to-toe and matched Jay-Z's numbers with the top #1 Billboard hits.
Period, Drake. Let's clap for Drake.
For Drake and all our baddie friends.
Now, I was gonna say, now after the claps comes shout out to the baddies.
Like, grah.
For sure, obviously. Obviously, there was something there that you guys heard that made this project hit #1. I'm gonna say, Dante, that there are a solid 3, maybe 4 songs on the overall project that I think are hits.
10 million views in a day. So many ways to get paid.
That it was his Ice Spice flow?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's because it's giving it. It's giving it. But I'm happy for him. I really am. So Drake, congratulations on your #1 spot on Billboard. And great way to stick it to the people who said that you lost it. Maybe he got the #1 spot because people listened to it because they were anticipating Drake doing something.
Or they listened to it because they wanted to see how bad it was and then they got stuck.
Yeah, or maybe people really listened to it because they liked it. All in all, this goes back to the advice that I gave from the beginning of Drake, just put your shit out there and whoever gonna fuck with it, gonna fuck with it. And who ain't, ain't.
What you said? Just drop your shit, bro.
I did. The reenactment of me is hilarious. But I did say it just like that.
No, because even with like Nokia, right? So many people was talking shit about the song. But the song,
that's one of the top
That's
songs.
one of the top songs.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, the song has like this replay value to it. Even if you don't like the song, it's just like the catchiness of the beat, the flow. I don't care if you're in the gym, you're gonna get stuck.
Yeah.
Because that's how it got me.
Nokia is definitely added to my library. One of the 4.
Where
How
the
many
fuck the
songs was on there?
sunshine?
21, 24?
I think
20 something?
21.
Yeah. 4 out of 21.
I got my little top 4.
Do you think the project has more than 4 like
I think
hits?
I say it like this, in true Drake fashion, because with Drake, I feel like his hits are just made over time.
Mm-hmm.
I think Drake gives us vibes.
He does.
For every mood. And with those moods is literally, you can go through their album and find every mood that you're ever in at any given moment. And I think that's what gives the song replay value. So
I can take that.
If you're looking for something sexy at a moment, you can find it on that album.
Yeah.
If you're looking for something a little bit more rap Drake, like Brian Steele, you got that.
Yeah.
If you're looking for something a little bit more, as they say, sassy man apocalypse, you got that too.
Yeah.
You got everything all on one project. So I feel like Drake has gotten to a point, and I know they're gonna kill me about this in the comments, but I feel like Drake has gotten to a point to where I don't think he follows a rubric on how he wants to put out music. I think he just puts out music to let people feel and do with it what they please.
And that's what artistry is. So with that being said, we can't be mad at him.
Like, that's why I can enjoy Drake. I can listen to Drake album and enjoy it because I know he's not trying to fit a certain persona per se. And when I say that, I mean, because a lot of people call him a culture vulture. I'm not gonna get into that topic, but what I will say is that I feel like it's not that. It's more so of I'm giving all of my fans that I know listen to my music a vibe specifically for them.
All of the feels, like you said, and there's nothing wrong with that. Definitely when you one of those people that can get in more than one pocket and dominate in each of them. So I don't have an issue with it at all. I don't. I really don't. I just like trolling Drake a little bit because 1, it'd be funny. 2,
I ain't gonna lie, Drake funny to troll.
the people get in their feelings so quick, like they little Drake, and it just be like, You see, y'all the type of people that I just keep riding your ass just because you keep getting in your feelings because I said something that you don't necessarily agree with, and you will be okay.
They was ready to rip your head off.
They was. I put a poll in my story to see how many people actually listened to the album and see what their thoughts were, right? So I had like a solid 8 people say something, and I would say that there were probably like a solid 2 that said they did not listen at all yet. It was some YNs that said Baby making music, and I was like, huh?
I definitely didn't get Baby making music.
Baby making music, y'all is YNs for sure, because not getting it cracking to this at all. It's not going down. And then I had a couple of people say that it was just trash overall, like they felt like it was trash. And then I had probably like a solid 2 people say that it was a great album and that they still listening to it. So it sounds like here that, again, it's mixed reviews on it, but obviously all those mixed reviews came together to get that man to the #1 spot on Billboard. So hey, I'm not mad at it. Kudos to Drake.
Kudos, Drake. Go Drake.
And Party Next Door, because we keep acting like it's not Party
well, yeah,
on here too.
We can't forget about Party. Party is actually the real MVP, whether anybody knows it or not.
For sure.
That's another conversation. But yeah, he's definitely the MVP.
If he would have sung more, that would have been Baby making music, but hey.
Yeah. Yeah, young nigga, what
are you singing?
I don't know the words, but I know the melody.
Oh my God. Now, that's for the culture.
Now, Daysha, also, while we're talking about music, now, Chloe Bailey recently was being sued.
Mm-hmm.
You know, her and her label is being sued by Melvin Moore, a previous writer on her album.
Yep.
Now, apparently, they did not credit him on the album for the songs that he wrote, nor did he get paid for it. Okay, so I want to make sure I say this right. My only take on this, right, is I wouldn't technically blame Chloe.
Right.
I would go towards management and label. Why? Because in those rooms when they're doing like split sheets and stuff, she technically isn't the problem.
Yeah, she's not hands-on with that area.
She's being the artist, right? Now, it's different if she's in the room by herself and then, they still have to get that. But either way, management and the label, when it's time to sign those checks, when it's time to get the credits and everything done, that's their job.
Yeah.
So if he wasn't credited, I don't think he should have went out to Chloe. But I get it, right? An attorney would probably say go after everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So I get it. But this is a sad situation for me looking at Chloe's artistry in her career, is because it feels like, and me personally, I just feel like every time she gets to a point where she's kind of excited and she gets a chance to like celebrate, something always happening.
Yeah.
And that's me coming as like a fan of her.
Yeah.
To see that.
And Trouble in Paradise was actually a really good album. I'm actually interested to see what songs this writer was supposed to be on, because I think that it was an overall great body of work. And let's be real, there's no way that it would have just came out as like Columbia Records being sued by whoever this writer man name is. It's like that wouldn't have been a story that would have caught the eyes of blogs or really would have sold. You know what I'm saying? So incorporating Chloe's name is the next best thing to give this writer the opportunity to shoot up in status. You know what I'm saying? Get his name known and put out there more so because it didn't get put on the project. Therefore, people don't know who he is. So I'm almost sure when he came up with this whole lawsuit, the goal was to, one, get his placement, but also make his name known. So when you think about it from that angle, this is definitely a clickbait headline.
Oh, it definitely says clickbait.
For sure, it's a clickbait headline. Now, it is a cultural discussion that even as the artist, if it's not your responsibility, we see all the time that people are gonna come around and bring your name in it anyway. So it turns around to be your responsibility one way or another. So I think that it is best that though it is something that you don't directly have to do, checks and balances needs to be done. Whether you know everything or not, after a certain level of status, and I say this all the time, after a certain point, I don't believe in becoming hands off with stuff. I think that the higher you go, the more you kind of need to know so that you can create a list to make sure that you check in everything, to make sure that everything is checked off before you get to a certain point. And I feel like a lot of the time, I guess because of artists' schedules that they have, the different shows that they have to do, how they're on the road, the lack of like freedom and time that they really have to themselves, that's how a lot of this stuff falls to the wayside. But I feel like as well, when is that going to stop being an excuse?
I mean, I would definitely say it's a true depiction that shows that she's not as hands-on with the project. She's literally there for the music and then, all right, boom, we got you scheduled over here, go handle this. We got this. You know, I can see how that is. And it just shows that even when they do like a checklist, maybe she's not involved in that checklist.
Yeah.
Or even following up to say, hey, it's so-and-so, do we get their credit? Did we get their credits? No. Which, once again, because 9 times she got a project manager or a manager who's supposed to do it.
Yeah. Well, somebody need to be called in the boardroom and need to be terminated.
Now, at this point, once my name is in the headlines, somebody got to answer to me.
Somebody got to go. I don't know who, but somebody put y'all names in the hat. Let's shake it up, and whoever name I pick, you're hitting the dough.
Right. Like, you dropped the ball.
Yeah.
But, so, yeah, this for me is definitely clickbait.
Yep.
I'm not going to say it's cultural, but it's clickbait.
Definitely. So before we wrap up the show, we have to give our condolences and our love to the Wallace family as Miss Volletta Wallace passed away at age 72 in her home, and the reasons are unknown, but allegedly it was just a natural death situation. We are sorry to hear this, and this is a major loss for the culture, as you know, she was holding it down for her son on every scene and for the longest of time in his absence. So this is always something sad to cover, but we would not be a show that's for the culture if we didn't talk about people passing and ascending and moving on, you know, so.
So to all who don't know, Miss Volletta Wallace is actually the mother of Biggie Smalls and the notorious B.I.G. You know, if you don't know, now you know. Ha ha!
Literally.
R.I.P. Miss Wallace. Now, y'all know why we're here. This was another great episode of Culture or Clickbait. I'm your boy, Dante.
And I'm your girl, Daysha.
And, you know, we take the hottest topics in sports, music, and entertainment, and we decide if it's for the culture or simply
for clicks.
And we out.
You still don't got them bells?
I don't. I left it at home again.
You just as bad as Reggie. Cut the camera.